Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be going over three Pokemon products that I think you guys should consider buying when the market drops. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have been paying attention to what's going on, hearing news from various YouTubers, news sources that the Pokemon market is declining a bit. Now, this obviously, you have to be careful because I'm making this video, but I want to be very, very clear. While I do think it's fun to take risks and good to take risks, and I will be taking risks and showing you what I'm buying and what risk I'm taking on this channel, I'll literally show you everything. A lot of this stuff in the video that I'll be talking about is a risk, but at the same time, if things go right, if things go your way, and you put in the work, you put in the time, the advice I can give here has a lot of potential upside. So I'm really excited to give you three things you should look out for if prices drop. I don't know if prices are going to drop. All right, I don't know. No one really knows. Yeah, you could say, okay, PSA is going to return millions and millions of cards, blah, blah, blah. And that's true. They will return some exorbitant amount of cards. But the reality is no one knows what's going to happen. Right before this whole explosion, the market was at such a weird time. Why? Because when COVID was coming, right, when it was COVID time, a lot of people said, hey, no one's going to buy cards. No one's going to want to spend money when they don't have a job, when they're afraid that the economy might collapse, when they're afraid that they might not be able to afford their next meal or pay rent. They're not going to buy cards. They're not going to buy collectibles. You know what happened? Well, yes, all of you know what happened. The exact opposite. And so just none of this is for sure. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about a couple things. So remember, when I'm watching this video right now, Perspective by Alpha Investments. I love his videos. They're always so they're just really informative and really enjoyable to listen to. But the first one is modern product that scalpers are dumping. Now, it doesn't really have to be scalpers. I'm just using the word scalpers, but I found this really good example. Literally, I spent 2 minutes on Facebook. Maybe I'm DDoSing myself here, I don't know. But the point is, I'm on a Pokemon group, a Facebook group. If you haven't been on any Facebook groups, I've been using them for months and months and months. I have another good example in a second I want to talk about. But months and months and months I've been on these on Facebook groups. Literally, my biggest success I ever had with Pokemon flipping was on, well, it was actually technically Safari Zone. But another one I had was a Charizard. I bought it for like $200 raw. This was a base set unlimited Charizard. Got it graded for $75. Got it during the peak of everything. Sold it for $1,500 and made about $1,000. Yeah, you heard that right. After fees, after taxes, after shipping, not taxes, after fees and shipping, I made $1,000, $1,100. And it was really crazy. And this is like a good example. I found this. This guy says looking to trade for singles, slabs, or raw. Not looking for anything specific, really just looking for promos, full arts, or vintage. Actually, anything, really anything cool looking or neat. And so I'm probably going to reach out to him. I have a lot of singles I want to move. I don't want to get them graded anymore, right? It's like kind of a weird time where I don't really like singles. I'm on the fence about singles personally. Once again, you don't know. But like I have some stacks of singles. This was going to be a CGC submission. It was going to be a CGC submission. Well, you guys probably know what happened. The website went down. Prices are up, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this is cool, right? He's got some hidden fates, some shining fates, some champion's path. And yeah, I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to offer him some singles, try to move a lot of these singles I don't want. Or I would prefer sealed product, and this might happen. Obviously, I'm not going to scroll through all of Facebook Marketplace. That's what you guys can do on your own, but there's always a lot of cool potential here. A couple of the groups I recommend joining are Pokemon Card Sell, Try, Buy, Pokemon World. This is good for vintage stuff. I'll take a look at that one after. But yeah, you can find some cool stuff. A lot of it, to be fair, is slabs, for sure. You know, a lot of people are definitely trying to move their slabs and move singles, but occasionally you'll find stuff like sealed product. And I think if the market does drop and it continues to move in that direction, and sealed product gets harder to move, like the demand for product starts to go away and the supply starts to shoot up and people get stuck with product, I think they'll start moving it at really affordable rates, and it will be worth it to scoop it up, and you won't have to go to Target and sit on a line for 8 million hours straight. So that'll be fantastic. But yeah, you can see it's mostly singles. Let's take a look at one more group. Pokemon Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, so this is obviously a lot more singles, but it's cool. You know, you can find a lot of vintage cards here. So this guy's looking to trade for a vintage box. You know, there you go, a fossil blister for 325, and you can haggle these people down. The nice part about this compared to eBay is that it's a lot easier to, you know, work with people. Even though you can make offers on eBay a lot of the time, you can make a lot more offers on Marketplace and such. And so I think there's a lot of value here. You're just gonna have to put in the time, right? Finding good deals on Facebook Marketplace is just like eBay, except it's a little bit easier because you have to put in a bit more work. It's not like, oh, you found a good deal, you click buy and you move on. This you have to negotiate and then say yes. And so there's a bit more work involved, but I really do believe this is gonna be a huge opportunity when the time comes. Next, it's super low price modern and vintage PSA 10 slabs. I personally believe as PSA has already implemented, it is harder and harder and keeps getting harder and harder to get 10s. It really seems that way. I've been watching quite a few submission videos, and yeah, you still can get 10s. For instance, I just watched Lootbox's PSA return video. It was nuts. My man got like 80% 10s. It was nuts. It was so many 10s. I don't know where he got all those 10s from. Yeah, but so it's possible. Absolutely possible, but it's getting harder and harder and harder, especially on vintage. Now, I have modern and vintage here, but I really think the main thing you want to be going for is vintage. As PSA gets tougher and tougher and tougher, and they can, you know, potentially add in like the technology they're going to do with like Geminant or whatever it is, some weird. They're going to use robots to grade your cards. That's all you need to know, and it's going to be likely. I don't know. I don't work for the company. Hard to get 10s. And so I'll personally be on the lookout. Obviously, you just put in Pokemon PSA 10. You put in time ending soonest on eBay, or you can put in newly listed, or you can just search up the card you think is undervalued if you happen to find one, right? Maybe there's a low pop 10 that isn't that popular at the moment and will be a good piece to hold for the long term. And that's what we'll be doing. And mostly this video is for long-term holders, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, not months, 10 years. If you want to flip, it's tough right now. Flipping is tough. That's all I'll say. It's very hard, but yeah, like some good examples. Like this might seem really high, but I bet this card, this Charizard level X, 10 years down the line could be significantly higher, right? It's a PSA 10. It's a vintage card from 2009. These cards weren't kept in good condition. I mean, I'm sure some are, a lot were. But yeah, Pokemon was probably at about its lowest, if I had to guess. Somewhere around that. And yeah, it's going to be hard to find these cards in a 10. And things are going to get harder and harder. Another example I like, where is it? We got some Hidden Fates cards here. Yes, there are a lot of these, and I cannot stress that enough. A lot. A ton. A metric ton of these Hidden Fates, Charizards, Charmanders, everything graded for sure. But, it's Hidden Fates, very popular set. Find the popular Pokemon, Gen 1 anything at the moment, and yeah, PSA 10s, right? As I said, I think it's going to get harder and harder. And, you know, like, this is a beautiful card. This is a fantastic card. Let's find one more example before we move on. Wow, that's really high for Ninetales. I'm actually surprised. I didn't know this card would sell for over $100. I guess it is a 10 though. You know, and these are the type of cards maybe people are already starting to kind of pick up on what I was starting to pick up on, which is like, you know, as it gets harder and harder to get 10s, I think people are going to put more of a premium. There's going to be more and more of a premium. Even if slabs do get populated and a lot start coming back from PSA, I think we're going to see a ton of 9s. And I think the 9 price will suffer a little bit due to that. I don't know about in 10 years, but short term, I'd guess it would suffer a bit. And I think 10s will continue to perform. So, like, yeah, I might pick up this Electrode, for instance. Like, I think it's a really cool card. It's a 10. Yes, it's modern. Yes, a lot of them are going to come back. Yes, it could plummet. I don't know for sure. But that's kind of like, I think vintage is the best place to be right now. Vintage 10s, in my opinion, are your best bets. So, and by the way, you might be saying, I'm priced out. I can't get in. I'm priced out. You're not priced out. There are so many vintage 10s. They might even be non-hollows. Like, even non-hollow rare vintage 10s. Like, I have a Fortress and a 9. Like, I kind of want to get in a 9. It's a non-hollow card from Forest? Forest. Jungle, I think? I think it's from Jungle. I forget. Pretty sure it's Jungle. And yeah, it's a really nice card. And like, that's something that could do well, even though it's literally Fortress, which is pretty funny. This card's so stupid, by the way, guys. This card's so stupid. I have nothing else to say. I don't like to talk down on cards. You know, I try to be pretty friendly towards our collectibles, but the reality is I don't get this card. Like, literally, I was gonna submit like 10 of them. You see that? That's a bunch of them. Like, dude, there are literally probably over 100,000 of these Charizards. Not in a 10, obviously, but why is this? I know it's a Charizard, but it's a promo and there's a million of them. It's crazy. So really, I also believe the Hidden Fates Charizard tins, if this price stays up for some reason, then those prices will go up because it makes no sense. But all right, we'll end it there. At least that portion. And then the last part is Vintage Shield. I'm keeping it very simple. I'm keeping it real with y'all. I'm trying to just give you what I think it will work. I've picked up a lot of Vintage Shield, and it can be anything. You know, even though the massive Twitch breaks have sort of come to a close, a lot of YouTubers seem to be waning off. Not completely, right? There's still a lot of YouTubers opening. I think Leonhart just did Skyridge, or was that PokeRev? Still a lot of people opening Vintage. I'm sure a lot of non-YouTubers, just wealthier people, are opening up a ton. Product and supply will continue to go down, as it will. Even if prices have dropped a little bit now, if you see anything you think is lower than it was, I would consider scooping it up. I don't think Vintage Shield will ever, I know that's a risky thing to say, okay, but I think a Vintage Shield, let's say a base set, unlimited, as much as there are of these, you know, this is the type of stuff I would consider, especially heavy packs if you can afford them. What are they selling for actually right now? I don't know. I haven't been tracking it, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I gotta go on 130 point. What is this mystery box trash? No offense if you're selling or buying it. I actually don't know what it is. All right, about $400, I'd guess. Yeah, like I think, you know, especially for something like a Charizard art, as long as you can, and I know a lot of people are very hesitant to buy this stuff on eBay. Personally, I've had no problems. You could obviously get unlucky, and then you're in a bad spot. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. Write in the comments just kind of like what you think are going to be the good investments if the market does drop. What are your opinions? On top of that, we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I've been a little bit slow on uploads. I'll be real with y'all. Haven't been on my game, but don't worry, it's going to come back. We got a lot of streams coming. I haven't done a stream. I didn't do a stream last week or this week, and I just had stuff both weekends. I'm actually going to my old college again this weekend. Really excited. So no stream this weekend, but definitely there'll be a big one. I got a whole website set up. Thanks to my friend Gabe, he helped me set up. We got a whole website set up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, if you want to be part of that break, hit me up on Instagram. You can buy packs during the stream. It's going to be a ton of fun. That's next weekend, not this upcoming one, the one following. It's going to be a ton of fun. I cannot wait. The last break was fantastic. I shipped out all the orders, by the way. So if you're watching this video and I haven't talked to you or I haven't sent you tracking, it was so many packages. I just have a lot going on. This is my hobby. Like I try to treat it as a job, but you know, where I put a lot of time in, but it gets to be a lot. Nonetheless, I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm out. Peace.